Hello and welcome to another episode of Reciting Chaos, the show where we talk to fans and bands about their live show experience and get the stories from the pit to the stage. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's up? I don't know why I said what's up. But today, with us, we have two guys I found at a metal show. Andrew, Luke.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How we doing?
Interestingly enough, they're also in a metal band, so I figured, perfect, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited to be on it. When you told me you had a podcast, I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I was really happy that you guys you responded to me almost as quickly as I sent it.
Yeah, dude, I was on it.
I was so excited.
It wasn't diarrhea, man.
It was better than a first date. Got him. But I wanted to interview you because, like, on Instagram, I saw your pictures. You went to the Ozzy's last show, and I know that I see you at every fucking show we go to. So I figured it was perfect to see if you had any stories and see what, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to know about Ozzy's show. How was it being there? Like, what was the energy like?
It was insane, but it almost was like, I was like mesmerized just because of the fact that like I was seeing Ozzy and like it just didn't seem like real life. Like I couldn't even fathom that I was there in person in the UK seeing Ozzy. Like I had no real desire. I actually snuck into the pit. I had a seat ticket. I got
Nice.
Yeah. I put a long sleeve on. I covered my wrist, but I had no desire to mosh. I just needed to get up front and
Just as close as possible
Yeah,
to
and-
the god of metal.
yeah. It was unreal. And funny enough, the dude who went with me, I met at Beer and Metal Fest. He's from New Orleans, and
Oh, that's cool.
Shit. I met him at Beer and Metal. He just became one of my best friends, and we would talk on Instagram all the time. And one day he randomly hit me up and was like, "Yo, you want to go back to beginning, see Ozzy?" And I was like, are you messing with me? Like, I was like, it's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, Venmo me some money. And I was like, that's a lot of money. And I was like,
shit.
Yeah. 'Cause when he told me the amount, I was like, dude, you're in New Orleans. I don't.
This is not a scam, right?
That's how I felt. I was like,
Right.
I was like, I don't know if I trust this, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. Yeah. Pulled it off, and we met each other.
That's awesome.
We met up when we landed. But yeah, the Ozzy show was just like, it was unreal. Like, all the bands were good, but seeing Ozzy and Black Sabbath
Yeah, I
was...
mean, it could have just been Ozzy for
Right. I have a hot take, though, about that show, and I think that the Ozzy set was better than, like, Black Sabbath. But my reason for that is just I felt like Ozzy's was more, like, almost more personal. And
Oh,
like,
it definitely was. I mean, from what I saw of it, it was definitely more personal.
Yeah, I like that, and I like just, like, seeing his emotion and the like he wanted to get up out of that throne and just move around.
so
Like,
bad.
he was crying, and I was like,
You could
dude,
tell just from the videos that dude was trying to get out of
yeah,
that fucking
he was. He was, and that had me fired up. I was like, man, this is insane. And my buddy, actually, the guy I went with, started up a pit when Black Sabbath was on. I think they were playing Paranoid, and like nobody obviously wanted to really mosh because
It's not mosh. I mean,
Right, it's not really, but like he wanted to just because, and he just started pushing people, and he created a little pit, and it was pretty cool. But it was, I couldn't step foot in the pit. I was like, I gotta watch.
I can't be bothered to do anything.
it was honestly a
really
once in a lifetime opportunity.
What about some of the other stuff that went on there? Because I know they did all these special segments with different, like, super bands, different stuff. Any of that stuff, like, specifically catch your eye?
Well, everyone was really good, but I will say the sound quality sucked. My brother said that he thinks it's because there were so many bands that there was just, like, interchange, like, quick in and out, so they couldn't really get, like, a full, like, setup for every band.
It was a big show. It was not a lot of time.
Yeah, so sound quality for, like, I think Metallica, when they started playing, like, Battery, and there was, like, a galloping part, and I was like, dude, this sounds horrible. I was like, oh my
Sure,
God.
it wasn't just Metallica.
Well, I thought that, and then, because right before Slayer, I think it was Slayer, then Metallica, but Slayer had a part two where they, like,
Just didn't sound right?
It cut off. Like, I couldn't hear them, and, like, the band was, like, confused. They were looking at each other. They just kept playing because they had to know where
I
they
know all the
stopped.
bands were coming to play for free, but I know they got enough money to, like, pay for this.
Right.
I think it just means that no matter what level of musician you are, you will always have technical
You will
problems.
always have problems.
You
Yeah.
will always have technical problems.
Oh, yeah.
Did they ever find out who the band was that didn't want to go? Because they,
Oh, I think
He has
they
a theory.
said it was Motley Crue, but
that's what I thought. It kind of adds up.
I swear, like, literally weeks later, like, after Ozzy had actually passed, I swear I remember reading a post very shortly after that her actually coming out and saying it.
They would be.
I know that there were other speculations.
Well, I was thinking about that or Mustaine.
I thought
No,
maybe
he got
they did
ruled
have
out.
what?
Oh, I
I
didn't
think
know.
they
I
had
didn't
another.
know.
what happened.
They had another If
Yeah,
I'm not
he had
mistaken, they had
another
another show. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked out
Wouldn't
anyway.
I know Judas Priest was really bummed they couldn't go because they were
Yeah, that's
very,
crazy.
very close, but
Yeah, they're also from over there too.
yes,
So like,
they were
They also had another show because they did so in between the band switching out. They had like personalized messages from like other big bands, and like Judas Priest did one. They're like, "Well, sorry, we can't be there.
Yeah.
We're
Super
touring."
bummed.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, I think it was. I want to say, like you guys were saying, Motley Crue would be my guess too, because I've heard that. I heard Megadeth.
They have like
too.
bad blood
yeah,
with Sharon,
from
right?
before.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would have loved to see Megadeth because now Megadeth has just announced that
Oh yeah.
they're doing their one last album.
Well, I'm more interested in their last tour.
Right? Yeah, me too.
We can't miss that because
I'd like just gotta see him to see him.
Right.
Regardless of whether or not Dave sounds like a washed up has been, like I still want to see it.
Hey, he's still doing it.
Hey, no, look, I'll give him the same credit that he wants, and that is, I do think, as far as from the beginning of Metallica, that he did drive a lot of that. I do think that he was amazing at that time, where I feel like he deserves some credibility. But right now, ever since then, like progressively, the music's gonna go.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think that
Good riffs though.
I like a lot of like the earlier Megadeth stuff, like most people obviously, but I do think there was a couple of like the more recent stuff that Megadeth put out that I do like.
Sick the Dying of the Dead is a really good album.
Yeah.
I think people sleep on that for like newer Megadeth.
Really?
Compared to like anything recent Metallica's put out, I think it kicks ass. Like,
Well, I mean,
there's some really good songs. Like
Metallica's Lux Eternum, or however you
Yeah, I know, I'm
pronounce
just
it.
saying,
It
like,
was kind of weak. I didn't even like that album.
very
at all.
underrated album. The guitar work on the Sick Dying of the Dead is really good. Well, Dogs of Chernobyl is a sweet song, nice.
I'll have to actually give it a try.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, I never gave it a try because
I was just like, yeah, I was just like this new new Megadeth.
How do I-
Every time I try to do Megadeth, I'm like,
Super Collider. I was like, damn.
Like, it's like it's still like a 10 out of 10 perfect album. I'll listen to it every day of the week. But,
Now,
like,
this isn't a 10 out of 10, but I think it's a solid album.
but like at least
It's
the
thrash album.
Is this the one with Head Crusher on it? Or is
No,
that
that's Endgame, which I also
Endgame?
really like.
That song, Head Crusher, that has a part. Death of a Head Crusher. Dun, 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 dun. Then they start chugging. It's like, oh, that's a mosh riff. That'll get me
Maybe
going.
we have to give it
We'll
a
revisit,
shot.
of course. Never against it. Always happy to find
Give
more
some,
music.
give
I
some
like.
newer Megadeth ones.
Yeah.
It's not like their old stuff, but it's
All right, fans, do the same.
pretty good.
No, now it's on you. It's homework.
Right. Did Dystopia get like really highly rated too?
They won a Grammy.
Yeah, Dystopia. One of them. I agree. It got like a lot.
It got a lot of praise, but
I didn't think it was all that. I think who was in the band at the time? Because
Chris Alder played drums on that, and I was happy for him because I don't think he ever got the recognition in Lamb of God.
Oh yeah,
So
I
he
remember
finally won his Grammy with that.
he just took over as drummer for another band.
He plays for a lot of different.
I'm trying to remember, but he literally just replaced somebody.
Josh Freeze.
oh,
Was it?
I think he might be right. Oh,
What band?
What did Josh Freeze just do? He was
Trying to
just
remember.
kicked out of
it's
something.
slipping my mind now
Yeah,
too.
but he just took over like for someone else.
I mean, I only know Josh Freeze.
I know Mastodon just had some beef and they kicked
Yeah.
somebody out, but I don't think it was their drummer.
Their drummer's good. I like the Mastodon drummer a lot.
Yeah,
He was a guitar player.
guitar player. Okay. Yeah, and apparently all that at first they were like, we're just splitting ways, and then he came out later. He's like, no, fuck that. No, y'all kicked me out.
You know, we were talking about Megadeth. That was Luke. That was your first show, right?
Yeah.
They played Rust in Peace, the whole album.
So that wasn't the very first show I saw them. The very first show I saw them, I have the year here in my phone. I think saw them in 2007.
Okay.
So
Oh.
I saw them with Dio, and I think at that time it was fresh off when United Abominations came out. So
Okay.
they were playing a lot of stuff off that. It was kind of like a weird stage for a lot of bands in that period, I guess. Like,
It was
A big middle period.
time.
it was like right after like new metal became really
Yeah,
popular,
exactly.
and then-
So everything
bands-
else started dying off.
Yeah,
a little.
yeah, and then bands tried to copy it, and then they kind of tried to go back to thrash, but it was like a weird in between time. I think Metallica had some weird albums around that
Yep.
as well.
I remember reading a whole thing about that recently. Like, they were even talking about how Slayer, at the time that all that new metal started really taking hold, Slayer started playing like bar shows and doing all this lower end stuff,
Yeah.
just like because these guys were like overtaking all of metal at the time, and
Right.
people like from traditional metal doing like either regular heavy metal or whether it was some older doom metal or thrash, all that stuff kind of just started diving and taking a little break. It was
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get a nice big renaissance after that.
Oh yeah, of course.
People go, oh yeah, I forgot we were doing this.
Yeah. Now we're just called old for liking it.
I get made fun of for liking thrash all the time, but like I like the second wave of thrash, like the bands that kind of like resurrected thrash, like
Oh, dude, New Wave thrash is
yeah. I
fucking incredible.
honestly like Warbringer, I would say is a band. Havoc,
Warbringer.
So this is second.
Yeah, this is all second wave.
this is second wave, yeah.
Wait,
Oh, we love Dead Heat.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Force even.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, there's also
How
new
is
wave.
this-
There's new wave heavy metal too.
No, I
If you look
understand,
at,
like-
and not the Enforce. There's Enforcer. Like they do
Yeah.
new wave heavy metal. So
No, I get that. I don't think of. I mean,
Because
let me rephrase.
you can easily tell the difference between the new versus the old.
I'm just saying that I thought there was something between now and first wave.
You might be right, actually. I think he might have a point because there's it's like bands like
So
Exodus would be first wave, right?
So you're talking like Municipal Waste, though, early 2000s.
Right.
But wait, it's not even just about the time frame. The actual styles themselves are
Yeah.
different.
Oh, okay. So it's not just the time
think
frame.
Slightly more crossover.
yes,
hardcore.
correct.
That's where when you look at traditional, like first wave thrash, it's that traditional.
Yes.
thrash. Like we're talking Old Annihilator, Exodus.
Yes.
Testament,
He's hitting
Metallica,
it on the head.
all the same fucking
That's
shit.
what I like. I like that better more than the new
See,
stuff.
that's
I like all of it. I like thrash.
I like all of it.
I just like. I mean, thrash and death for
Yeah.
me,
I
but
could not pick one over the other. Like
Yeah.
dead even for me. I enjoy them both wholeheartedly.
funny you say that too because when we like write music, that's sometimes we don't butt heads, but it's just like he'll write riffs that are like pure old school thrash, and I'll write riffs that are influenced by like the newer wave, like Power Trip, Warbringer, and he's like, they're sick, but we need some more old school influence because he likes the older
we
stuff.
need to mix. We need to mix better.
Yeah, right.
You gotta find a way
Find a
to
blend, yeah.
I think my hot take is it's not even that much of a hot take. I think the thing I don't like as much about the new wave of thrash is that it's just I think there's just much more complex guitar work in like old school thrash that's like kind of hard to match. And it's unmatched. Like the guitar players then were so good.
Yep.
Like and this is no slight against like Power Trip or Enforced, but
No.
like I would say a lot of their songs sound very similar.
Oh, I mean,
agree.
Power Trip. I immediately when you said Power Trip, I immediately think all their songs sound the same.
They sound very similar.
And don't get me wrong, I
Honestly,
like them. I like
great
them,
band.
I would
but
say
it's basically
more
like
of the
one song,
differences between
an album.
the songs
I agree with that
newer
too.
thrash, or new age
Might be an
thrash
exaggeration.
is more the drum work.
Yeah, a lot
the
of
drum
that,
work
too.
was what really makes the big difference on song to song because it does have more of that hardcore drum style.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Where it really
Right.
does have those slower beats and then we'll transition to that faster, but then go back into this almost breakdownish type thing. Like the drum really
Makes
that cadence
Yes.
sound different.
Absolutely. I really like you're hitting it on the head with everything. I agree that's because a lot of times like when I'm thinking of like modern drum work, a lot of times I see a lot more half-time drum work on like breakdowns in this metal because it's more emphasis on being heavy rather than before, in the 80s they would just wanted to be purely just like
It's fast.
balls to the wall speed.
It's speed
and go
metal.
nuts, right,
I mean,
yeah.
like the headbangers.
Yeah,
speed
that's
metal.
Yeah.
split off into
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
That-
awesome love.
I mean, it's all just thrash with a different name to me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that there's vocal differences too. I will say. I think that modern thrash like has more of like I almost want to say like more of a hardcore like death thrash.
They're more
The old-
kids.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
doing like thrash tends to lean on either more of a yelly type thing
Yeah.
or doing more highs.
Oh, I was gonna
Correct.
say,
Yes.
you get a lot of power metal.
You got to
that
really
mixes
like
in.
even if you
Yes.
look at Exodus, like they have that scratchy kind of high sound from like when they started doing stuff everything.
Yeah, but
even
then you get,
beyond
like,
Bonded by what like. But still,
like
that was kind of
Overkill.
more yelly.
Oh, we love
Some
Overkill.
thrash,
I love Overkill,
you know.
but his voice is definitely a lot higher.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
voice is butter. Bobby Blitz.
Yep.
Oh yeah, listen.
it's fine.
If I was creating a super group, you would be my front man.
Yep.
If I was
do they have to be alive?
No.
Oh well, then he's not my front
I would
man.
pick Dio if we were picking.
We were actually having a discussion about
Maybe
it
not for
before.
thrash, but like all
And,
my
like-
favorite musicians, Dio's up there for me.
I'm kind of curious for your guys' opinion because it's something we've argued about. If you had to recreate the Big Four, ignoring territory,
Oh man.
what would you actually pick? Because, like, all right, for my end,
I like your take. I would go. I think Exodus needs to be in there. I think it's funny because I read Gary Holt's book that he just came out with, and like a lot of the way he was explaining it was he was a thrash band. Like I don't want to say he created thrash, but he almost did. Is like Metallica literally was like simultaneously like popping off at the same time as like Exodus, and The only difference
Well,
was
who got popular
right.
first?
Metallica had more money too. Then they were able to put more into their production. And Exodus, if you read the book, they were really just kind of doing drugs and party animals, so they didn't care about the music.
I was gonna say they also it was a lot of tape trading.
Right.
Exodus got really big through tape trading.
Yeah, and I
in
think
the 90s.
I think I would have to put them in there. I would say Overkill too. Obviously, got to leave Metallica, but then it leaves like who are you gonna put? Slayer and Megadeth? Yeah,
Metallica can kick rocks for all I give a shit.
I want to say Slayer over Megadeth, but it feels horrible saying that
No, it
because I like Creator a lot too. Who'd you add, Luke?
I think I like Sodom more than Creator.
Ooh.
Very
Well,
close to
Sodom
me.
is fun.
They are.
But they're like borderline death thrash. That's
Yeah.
why it's like they almost fit their own thing though.
Yeah.
But I'd be
Isn't it
happy
annoying?
if they were there.
Isn't it so annoying?
I love it.
Me
I would
too.
put him in
Me
my
too.
top four, though. Anyway.
Who would you put?
See, I love Anthrax. It's really hard for me to remove him.
Really?
He doesn't like them.
Yeah, I could see it. One of the bands I could never really
Well,
get
that's
into.
what a lot of
like
people
that.
say. I think the group of musicians is really talented. Like I love all the
Oh, I'll
musicians
never not say that.
individually. Like Frank Bell is one of my favorite bassists, one of my biggest influences. Charlie Bionte is like one of the best metal drummers now. Super underrated. Scotty Ian's a fucking beast.
He
Like,
is, he is.
and just like their first couple albums are so good. Like it just depends if you're more into like the punky side of things, and if you don't like that, I can see it.
It's just got the same problem I have with like Annihilator and some other bands.
I would probably
where
put-
like the early stuff was fucking amazing, but then it just went somewhere I did not like.
I would probably replace them with Overkill though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my only change.
The Ozzy show, like he said, I didn't like Anthrax, but I really did it. And like I noticed that's a theme with a lot of people when we talk about thrash. Is like I know a good chunk of my friends aren't huge fans of Anthrax because they're like my brother said, they're not as heavy as
Not as
like
hard.
as like the other thrash bands in the big four. But when I saw them live, I became a fan because of the energy they brought. Like I have a hot take that they might have the most energy out of anyone in the big four.
I was gonna say, how was their stage?
Oh my gosh, their stage presence
well,
was.
Ozzy, I know it's not like a full stage presence, but what was their set like?
Oh, Ozzy's? Or
No.
Anthrax.
Yeah.
So Anthrax played 2 songs because I think they had to.
alright.
They got really messed. Like every band only got like a little bit of time.
That's what it
but
seemed like,
I
yeah.
think they played.
I thought it was just from the cuts we saw, but I guess it really was just like.
Yeah, they played Indians and then they played one other song. I think they played. I forgot what the
They did
Ozzy cover it was.
Songs.
It was like 2 or 3 songs. It was like an Ozzy cover because I think every band covered an Ozzy song.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But they played Indians and like the
Indians probably my second.
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
the bassist or I forget which one it was. One of the bassist or the guitarist was going ape shit. Like he was just banging his head. I'm like, dude, these guys are like old, but they're going freaking crazy. And I was like,
When you can do it on overtime without even thinking about it, you can do whatever you want.
right,
But then, like, look at a lot of the other older bands that stand up there and they're just playing it. Like,
Right.
oh, we already did it.
yeah. And in
That's
Indians,
his attitude.
they had that section in Indians where they go war dance and just the pit just erupted. Like there was like 6 pits and like it was getting crazy. And at that point when they played Indians, I looked at my friend. I was like, we gotta get in that pit. I was like, there's because I moshed for the other bands. I couldn't mosh for Ozzy and Sabbath, but like the bands like Slayer, Metallica, I was jumping around in the pit. But once Anthrax played, that really kind of set it off for me and like kind of changed my attitude towards them.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think part of like my take that I like old school thrash more than like the newer way, like we're talking about. I think part of it too is just that I feel like heaviness. I think is in the eye of the beholder. So like people
definitely.
will listen now and they'll be like, "Well, Knocked Loose is heavy." Well, yeah, they're playing drop Z too, and they're playing like open Z chords the whole time. Like, whatever it's at, how far they're dropped. Not to sound like old man. Like
Yeah.
it's good in its own way, but like.
But also, everything's created in its own time.
Right, old thrash, like they weren't using drop tuning. The recording is shitty because, like we said, most of the time they're spending the money on drugs. It's just
part
like,
of the charm.
Press,
That is part of the charm.
press play. Like Megadeth spent their money on heroin, and then they took a tape recorder. It was like "Killing is my business." That riff is insane, but it sounds like pure garbage when you're listening to it. So when you're listening to it, you're like, "This sounds like shit." Then you pick up a guitar and you try and play it, you're like, "It's Jesus Christ! This guy's a fucking god!" Like, it's just. That
Everything
is
looks
insane.
easy.
Yeah, like I just think there's like so much character in the riffs and stuff that like separates it for me.
It does, though.
I
I
actually,
love a lot of it myself, too. Honestly, where I started.
Right, and that's kind of how I feel about Anthrax, though. To kind of come full circle, it's just like you actually play the riffs, and you're like, these are good fucking riffs.
Oh,
Just like the way it's.
we were talking about all the
I
early
will admit a
thrash.
lot of what kills it was mostly his voice on a lot of the a lot of this stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
That's
What you
okay.
saying?
I was just gonna
Anyway,
ask
so, yeah,
you, motherfucker. Listen here, you piece of shit. Excuse me, audience. Listen here, you piece of shit. No, I wanted to ask you guys, like, you know, obviously we're all into metal now, but where did you start? Where did your music journey start? Because I usually ask people that, because I like to know. So,
I don't know. Mine's like a multi-piece one that kind of gets like a little emotional for me, but I'll let Luke go first so that I could get into mine a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, so I mean, our older brother's obviously like he's one of our biggest influences. And
Okay.
always has been. Unfortunately, he passed away in February of 2024. But
I'm sorry.
So like that first concert I went to, we were talking about Megadeth a little bit back in 2007. I was 12 years old.
Right.
It's just like you're coming to this concert with me. And
yeah, I got a ticket. Let's go.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I'll go with you.
Big,
So like, of course,
absolute
But,
big
like,
brother energy.
I remember I think it was the third grade exactly. I was in the room playing with my friend. We're playing a board game or something. And he comes in from the store. He runs in. He slams the CD down. He's like, "You got to listen to this." Boom! It's freaking Master of Puppets and Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. And he's just like, or Black Sabbath greatest hits. And he's like, "You got to fucking listen to these." We throw it on the fucking CD player, and me and my friend were like, "Oh, holy shit!" Yeah, like, I didn't even know what I was listening to then, but from that point on, I was hooked on it.
But also, if he says it's cool, it's gotta be cool.
And I just remember going into school. I went to a Catholic school, and in like third
perfect.
grade, like I'm on the bus, like everyone's talking. My headphones are in, and I'm just like looking at my thing, and it's fucking Slayer, like the fucking like Hell Awaits album. I'm just like, this shit rocks. I'm like a fucking 8-year-old kid listening to Slayer on the bus to school. And it just took off from there. You just kind of develop habits. I mean, my brother got me hooked though. I think he has a similar story too.
Yeah,
He had a different age though.
He bloomed into metal way younger than I did. I used to actually like through high school and stuff. I was like I used to make fun of metalheads. I was like, these guys are weird. I was like, these guys are fucking dorks and like whatever, right? And I used to make fun of even my brothers for it. And then like my brother one day was like, "Yo, Pantera's coming back around." I mean, it's not the real Pantera because we don't got no Dime, no Vinny. So he's like, "You want to go? It's Lamb of God and Pantera." That's my first show, and I was like, when I saw it, and I was I was like, dude, this is insane. And I saw my brother going nuts. I saw his friends going crazy.
the pit?
Unfortunately, I couldn't because it was at the a venue in Camden where it was like seated, but you could like.
Oh, you didn't have, so usually the lawn seats?
We were in like actual seats, like not even. Yeah. So we were in there and they were going crazy. After that, we went and saw Exodus, and my brother was just absolutely blackout fucking wasted. And Exodus comes out and Gary Holt and Zetro are going on stage and my brother's screaming, "Gary!" I mean, it's on YouTube.
People are commenting about it.
And they're saying this guy's a legend, like this. And then
people timestamp songs.
Yeah.
They timestamp like whatever part in the video it was, and it just says
Gary died, They love my brother so much, and this is really what got me hooked was this moment I saw the way they treated my brother, just because they were just so like down to earth, and like they were in the middle of their set, and like my brother somehow, I have no idea how he blasted past security, broke the gate, and he was just like just staring at Gary Holt above him, and Gary Holt was just like he was fully feeding my brother. Like Zetro was coming up, high-fiving my brother. They were loving him, how drunk he was. They loved that old, because that's what they were all into, and
they're all into parties,
right? And I loved it then, but when he passed, it really like kind of struck a fire into me for my own music too. It was like. Once he passed, I was like, dude, like I gotta carry the torch now, because like he was a phenomenal musician. Like he could play those old school riffs that my brother was talking about, like Megadeth and all those complex things, and he was probably the best musician I knew. And I kind of just like was like, I gotta pick it up and I gotta carry the torch. So now I kind of got
that.
Yeah, it lit a fire under me, and I just really I started taking guitar lessons, and it motivated me, and it stuck. Now I love everything, anything metal. It's like my life now. Metal and everything related to it is what I'm into.
Welcome to the club.
Hell yeah, dude!
It's a fucking fun club.
Hell yeah.
So, as we are about stories, do you guys have any like big concert stories that you have?
Thank God. one of the 7 fights we got into.
Oh,
Do you want to tell or do you want me?
You can tell it. I mean, the Lamb of God crowd is just, if you're in the pit, it's kind of it's
I got knocked out. Not knocked out, but I've been.
people.
I've been hitting the Lamb of God.
I'll let him tell his own story, but like we were just sitting there waiting for him to play the set, and before the set even starts, some guy just comes and starts roughing him up, and we're like, he's like, "What are you doing?" And the guy's
He was already blasted.
He was like, "What was he saying to you?"
So he was grabbing me and he was going. I was like, "Yo, the music's not even playing." I was like, the fucking curtains are like, the band's not out. And I was like, if you're gonna do that, go in the pit. So as soon as he came at me right before the band came out, they came out while he was grabbing me, and it really pissed me off because I was like, dude, go in the fucking pit. And he
Get away from me.
Right, he wouldn't stop, and I was like, all right, dude. So then that's when I got like really pissed, and then my brother kind of got in between us. We're like, all right, whatever. And then like we were just kind of moshing later on, and like you said, the Lamb of God crowd is insane because we were just moshing. My brother pushed someone in a push pit. Guy falls. My brother helps him up. The guy comes up trying to swing on him, and I'm like, yo! So I got mad because I was like, dude, this is my brother. So I speared him into the ground, and
Nice.
immediately though, like the good thing I love about metal crowds is they don't let fights happen. So as soon as I tackled him, it was broken up in a second. But it's just like the amount of intensity that like.
It was a weird fight to pick too, Mike. And the guy was like not big. He was like maybe 150 pounds, and I mean, you see. Like,
I think he was just trying to get bossed around. Like,
Yeah, you're not.
Why would
I
you
mean,
try and fight us?
you're not exactly
was it-
giants, but you both got broad shoulders.
It was just a weird. I couldn't believe what was happening when he charged me. I was like, "Whoa, this is happening!" I just grabbed him and like took him
Throw him the other way.
He was on top of him. We were both on top of this guy, and everyone was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, these people are nuts.
Yeah.
You know.
The show hasn't started.
Right.
Well, no, this point the show is going.
Oh,
okay.
The guy was just like.
There was another. There had to have been a third one with the guy with Matt. Our buddy had a broken
Oh, he had a broken arm.
and this other guy comes charging out of the pit. We're not in the pit, but we're standing at the front. But he comes like bull rushing my friend with a broken arm, and just
There's
like
a little kid in there.
there was kids that like in the front because it's not the pit. We're
Right.
in the front, like on the
Yeah, where the rail is.
Where the rail is, and he's just like trying to deck the little kids, trying to deck my friend with a broken arm.
fuck?
It was like the third
And,
flight. we
and you know,
almost
we'll
got
stand there and
into.
be like, well, they're down here, bro.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, no.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with kids in a pit.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. And
Unless you want to kick them.
speaking of
Give a
kids
little
in a
kick.
I've only been trying to put them on the stage so they can.
Oh, the baby band?
Yes.
The band stopped the show like 3
That was
times.
annoying after like a little bit. I was just got her.
Like, I
It
mean,
was funny the first time.
yeah, you do it once, you go, ha ha, and then you go to the back.
Right.
Where-
It kept bringing the kid back. So like, oh, cool, fun attention, and we're just like,
no, we don't. Yeah, we're gonna throw punches, and we don't want to hit your baby in the face.
Right.
Well, some of us do, but we're like socially not going to.
Right. So the reason I asked what Lamb of God show he was talking about is because one time I went to saw with my fiance, we went to go see Lamb of God. It was Suicide Silence, and I think another big Kill Switch Engage was playing.
Okay.
Suicide Silence opened up when we had pit tickets, and after the set, we were like, went out to go grab a beer, and there is Eddie Hermida, the new singer of Suicide Silence. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was just at the concourse, and like I was just like,
Still the dude from
It's like-
All South Parish, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
same guys.
I was like,
They haven't changed.
I was like, are my eyes deceiving me? This guy's just over here grabbing a beer, so like, just started chatting him up, and
Yeah.
he sat down, he ate like food with us while we were just shooting the shit. It was
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, and no one else recognized him. And I felt bad for bothering him. Like, he was super polite, but he like just took it upon himself. He like sat with us, was like talking to us.
That's really cool.
Was drinking a
It's always the
beer.
best when you're just hanging out like normal
Holy
fucking
shit.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't get overhyped. Just sit there.
it was cool. It was a cool conversation. He was super nice, and just like that was awesome.
That's really cool.
It reminds us like we were in Richmond for a Municipal Waste. It was like the spring kickback, and Municipal Waste they had like an after party. They were at like a local bar, and that, by the way, that crowd is absurd too. I got
Of
like
course.
Municipal Waste is awesome.
It's
So-
drunks.
right. It's
But it's drunks.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I get covered in beer every time I go to a municipal
Try not
waste
to
show.
miss a single municipal waste show.
Yeah, yeah. And I expect to be covered. You know, like you go to a Guar show, you get covered in fake blood.
Yeah.
I go to a municipal waste show, and I expect to be covered in beer. It's just that is the way the world works.
So you don't even drink.
No, I don't drink at all. But I
And if no one else does it, I'll make sure my beer gets on.
believe me, I
Yeah,
know.
we got to kick it back to the guys from Municipal at this like after party because they were just at like this local Richmond bar.
yeah.
That's
They were
awesome.
Photos with them, got to talk to them. I was talking to I mean, you guys are big Waste fans, right? So you know Landfill, the bassist.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever listen to his death metal band? He has
No.
a death metal band called Cannabis Corpse.
Oh, well then yes, I have.
I didn't know that was him though.
Yeah, it's like he plays guitar on it. It's like his project.
Oh, that's awesome. I like Cannabis Corpse.
Yeah. It was funny though. At that Waze show specifically, me and him were going nuts. So they'll never play the song live. My favorite song by them is 10 Cent Beer Night. So every time they pause the song, me and him were just like, 10 Cent Beer Night. And like by the end of the night, they were probably like, these fucking idiots are not gonna stop chanting this. And I was just like, you gotta play it.
Did they play it?
No.
We
Oh,
talked to him after, and then Phil was just like, yeah, or what did he say?
So-
Good tune. Just like-
no, we talked to the guitarist first, Nick, and
He kept kissing my head.
yeah, dude, we were
He
trying
was
to take a
hammering.
picture, and the
nice.
guitarist
He
kept
just kept kissing
kissing my
head.
other all over.
for our listeners, Luke's head is very smooth. It's very smooth.
And
It was his birthday. That's why.
Oh, well, he was getting birthday kisses.
yeah, instead of punches, he wasn't letting anyone punch him. He was kissing him, 30 times or however old he is. Birthday kiss.
It's my birthday. I'm gonna kiss you 34 times.
It was like, yeah, he was like, why don't you guys ever play? And he was like, good tune. And he just like,
Yeah,
That's not an answer.
he was not like in our world. He was.
He probably just got done and he was like, I just need to not associate.
oh no, he was just hammered.
He was
Oh,
blacked
He
out.
was loving the crowd. He was just hammered. So it
Oh,
was just like,
yeah.
that's the only thing he could muster up to say.
Uh,
Did you guys know that song though?
not by heart. Like I don't know the song,
Listen
but
to that song. It's so awesome. The story behind that song is even better.
oh yeah.
So back in, I don't know when, it had to have been a long time ago, the Cleveland Indians at the time had a baseball game. They ran a promotion for 10-cent beers.
Oh.
So you could buy beers all game for 10 cents.
Oh,
And obviously the most predictable thing happened where people got absolutely
What?
hammered, stormed the
No
field,
way.
and started trying to fight the players.
10-cent beer night. People got blackout drunk.
Stormed the field and tried to fight the players. It's one of the funniest stories of all time.
Now, see, I did that on Dollar Dog Night, but I think that was slightly different.
Yeah, but that 10-cent beer song is awesome.
It is good.
Yeah, I think the story behind it makes it funnier because when you're reading the lyrics, you're like, dude, this is it. This is hilarious.
Yeah, it is a good tune. So we definitely had a bunch of cool concert experience. And I would say, honestly, one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to is the one me and him went to. The first one after our brother passed away. We saw Municipal Waste. Necra, Ghoul, who's an awesome underrated band if people don't know them, and Municipal Waste. And dude, me and him were just up by the gate going crazy. A lot of pent up anger and aggression, and like me and him were literally like, we're gonna rip through, like we're gonna rip the gate out of the ground. And it was just so nuts. It was our first time seeing Waste. It was the loudest show I've ever been to in my life. My ears were ringing for like a week after that. Just like, it was a crazy show. We both got picks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
they
cool.
drew pics and like,
The security guard shoved me.
yeah, we were like, when he said
They were
going
done with their
crazy,
shit.
I thought I broke my wrist because I was punching through the gate and my knuckles were just gushing blood. And the security guard.
It's nice to be young, isn't it?
Right. He grabbed me and he was like, just take a chill pill. I know you're having fun, but he's like, I don't want to see you with a broken wrist or something.
It's my job to make sure you don't die, so can you not?
This was taking it out on the gate.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
bro, yeah, exactly. That's why he's like, all right, sir.
Obviously, we had such an experience that we have a song coming out about that called Gate Ripper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Literally, just because the whole show, me and him were hammered, I was just like, rip the fucking gate.
Right, okay. See, and they wonder why we fucking riot.
It's
'Cause
funny though.
fun.
It was nuts. But that was our first time seeing Waste, and that was just like, holy shit, these guys rip live.
I think what's even sicker about the song we have coming out called Gate Ripper is, like he was saying rip the fucking gate the whole time. So right before the one breakdown hits in the song, I scream, rip the fucking gate! And then we play a heavy ass breakdown.
yeah.
So it's just a story about that night because
That's sick.
it's Municipal Waste is like one of our biggest musical inspirations. So we like writing
Understandably.
stuff like that.
They're top
Yeah.
top 5 thrash or
At least
thrash
one of my
metal bands of
favorite
all time.
bands that watch
Yeah.
live, period.
They're so good.
I love the
And I
vibe.
love
I
their-
want to get drunk and just fucking thrash, and that's all what they're about, and I
Don't
love
like
it.
because of that, and they call it like pizza thrash, party thrash. Like these guys are.
Yeah,
I love
You know what it's called?
that.
No. Listen. You ever notice that stuff is fun,
Yeah,
right?
It's very.
Right.
Exactly.
Municipal Waste is fun.
Right.
It's not. There's nothing cheap about it.
I know we
It's-
haven't talked about it much, but like, I love going to black metal shows. I love black. It's not the same vibe I'm gonna get in a Municipal Waste show.
Right.
That's where I'm gonna party. Everybody's having fun. We're gonna do all kinds of wild, crazy, fun shit. And I go to black metal.
I like
have a
their-
great time. But like,
It's a lot
there
of
for the music.
It's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Black metal shows are just a lot of walking around.
Walking around.
No, you're good. I was
For me, it's more just standing.
I don't
there
remember.
in the corner. It's like, see.
well, unless you can see the show from outside, then it's you smoking a cigarette and going, yeah, see.
Well, to be fair, if they allow me to smoke cigarettes, I'm going to do that every show.
Well, no, like at Reverb when we go to Reading, you can sit outside and still see the band.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
true.
you can?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Reverb.
You go to
in-
Reverb? Or
We're going.
There's one show coming up that we're going to see there potentially, right?
which one?
Is that the Cryptopsy one?
Oh,
It
dude.
might be, yeah.
I'd go to that.
Yeah. That's
So-
a sick lineup.
Dude.
Yeah, it is.
If you've never been, it's honestly my favorite band.
It's
So
one
when
of the
you
best
walk
venues
in,
ever.
right, you have your stage there to the left, and there's a big bar there in the center, plenty of room for everybody, watch show, pits, whatever. And if you just continue straight back, there is an outdoor bar with seating and all this shit.
And you can see right through to the stage.
door, and at the bar, there's a window to the inside. So you can
What?
sit right at the bar outside. You can see the fucking stage, listen, hear the music blasting through the door and everything. You can just sit out there, get drunk, smoke cigarettes, and have a great time. I love it.
That's fucking awesome.
I was gonna say that's literally Nick's favorite activity.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
the best.
The Wordbringer show we went to had like it was like a bar, but it was like I liked that venue. It was
What? Broken Goblet.
Goblet, yeah,
Yeah, Broken Goblet. I love Broken
I'd
Goblet.
never been there. That was the first time I
Really?
was there.
That's crazy.
There's
That's
a lot of different venues.
Wow.
It's crazy how many.
We've actually been there probably like 8 times at least, if not more.
Oh, yeah,
we
Warbreaker?
were, yeah.
He
we
was
were
there.
just we were actually just there this past weekend.
What's
They
the-
did a special event where there's some local band from Pennsylvania. Forget the name of the band. Sorry, I can't shout you out. But they basically
They did a
just
Tony
all
Hawk set.
kinds of covers and stuff.
I'm serious.
They've done medical covers, other stuff. But this one, yeah, was a set for the Tony Hawk game. They just
Like all the
played
classic
all
Tony
the songs
Yep.
of Tony Hawk.
They
had
played-
a
they
big
played the
TV on
list.
this- above them, where people
Projection.
could take their turns playing Tony Hawk to them playing their music,
Yeah,
and it was
that's
fucking
sick.
Dude, that is awesome.
yeah, it was cool.
That's badass.
And the guy sounded really, really good.
Really, yeah.
Broken Goblet is that War. I was so happy to get to see Warbringer before they hit like a big stage because the best part about Broken Goblet is that you could literally
It's
like
very intimate.
well yeah you could literally walk up to the stage, look up, and look at the guy screaming at you, and it's just
right.
Right there.
it's
right.
it's lit-
I like
it's
how
all right
you
there.
look like way up like that.
You shut
You're
the
so
fuck up.
short, and I'm just like, hey, what's up?
I want to know what's up
fired.
with the Warbringer drummer because
What's up?
so Warbringer has the guy that drummed with them that night. I don't know his name, but there's another. Carlos Cruz was their original drummer. And he is fantastic. Like his drum work on some of those Warbringer records are just. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he played guitar on a couple of them or came up with some riffs. So he plays multiple instruments, but he hasn't been playing their shows recently because he plays in other bands. But his drum work on some of those records is just top tier. Like I think honestly, what might be one of my favorite metal drummers. I like.
Oh, I honestly think that almost all their albums are like just spot on, almost borderline perfect. Like as a band, they're just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
and then seeing them live and how good they sound, it's listening to the record.
Right. My only
It's impressive.
complaint is I do wish, like, I love obnoxiously loud music, and Municipal Waste is really good at making sure that I can't hear the next day. So my only
Your hearing was too good the next day.
my only bone to pick with
I can hear things. This is not good.
crank it up a notch, and then if I can't hear, we're in a
If
good.
the tinnitus starts ringing, we're in business, baby.
That like they literally like I forget what song it was. It might have been Remain Violent, but when oh yeah, it's so heavy, and I just jumped in the pit. I remember like so fun. Metal pits are so awesome. As soon as I stepped in, this big dude tried to run me over, and I just
Oh, I know
plowed
exactly
him.
what you're talking about.
I
That dude is like 8 feet tall, 600 pounds.
There was a dude that just tried to check me, and I just plowed him, and he was like, "Whoa, you're stronger than I thought." And I was like, I grabbed him. We just started moshing together, but
Yeah, he's a fun dude.
I jumped in the pit, and immediately I almost got decked. But like, Warbringer is just violent thrash with, I think. Do you think they have some death metal influence? Because I feel like I could hear it in some of their.
To a point, yeah. There's certain stuff that I can feel that gets a little darker, heavier. Trying to think of one of the songs. Oh, it's off the album with the red cover.
Oh,
Was it Silhouettes, maybe?
Silhouette's awesome.
Like, very heavy. It sounds so good.
I'm a big Black Hand guy.
oh yeah, Black Cat.
I'm a big Black Hand
Out
guy.
from above.
Yeah, I love it.
Warbringer is one of my favorite. Like,
They
bands,
quickly
period.
became
Fire.
probably one of my
I
top.
don't know. I think that Red album just was
That
like
whole
their
album.
heaviest album, probably. It just that whole album.
Road of the Vanquished?
Yeah, that's another fucking heavy ass
Was that
one.
the album?
Or it's either so the one you might be thinking of is Waking Into Nightmares, possibly, which was produced by Gary Holt. Or
Specifically, yeah, Road to the Vanquish is the album. Okay.
right.
Silhouettes is the opening track. It's probably the song.
Descending
Yeah.
Blade, the drum work on that is
That's great, too.
Descending Blade. Oh my gosh, the drum
Yeah,
work
the
on
whole
that.
album's fucking incredible.
Yeah. And even the first one,
Welcome to the Warbringer podcast.
I've heard like people say that I was watching just like I forget what I was reading about like some of the best thrash albums ever, and someone had like a hot take that War Without End, which is Warbringer's first album, he said it was one of the best thrash albums he's ever heard, and I do think they have a different sound on there than more modern Warbringer. I think it's well, I don't want to say it's less heavy because it's super heavy still, but I do think it has more old school thrash influence than their more modern stuff. Like War Without End was just like it does blend modern thrash still, but I could hear the older thrash influence a lot more.
Yeah,
in that one.
it had a scratchier tone. It had like I think the snare was toned up a little bit to give it more of that old sound where you're really snapping at it.
You know what's funny
It felt good.
is I don't know, remember the lead singer from Ghost? I don't remember his name. Papa Midnight? No, that's not true. I don't remember what
I don't know
that's
how to say his name. It's like Papa Emmett
Tobias.
Tobias. Yeah, if you're talking about Tobias
Yeah.
Forge, it's
Anyway,
Tobias.
he made a comment that like metal was like I don't know 60%, 70% nostalgia, and
I mean, it's not entirely wrong.
no, I was gonna say that I was skeptical at first, but it really is like 90% nostalgia. It's like all those old beats mix so well together with this new style, and it's like yeah.
Well, that's also why so many metalheads hate new metal.
Yeah.
Like new as an NEW.
I was
It comes
gonna
out
joke.
with new bands, and people are like, "What is this?" And there's all this different.
No,
influence
also
from
people
all
hate-
different music at the time, and
People
it's
hate
not,
change, whether they know it or not.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean,
Well, no, everything new is terrible. Whether it always has to build. It has to try harder to get your approval. The older you get,
Yeah, except when you're younger, and then you like what's new.
right? Well, you'll learn.
Right.
You'll learn eventually.
I do.
Sorry, we're talking to children. Here.
I do have a thought that I was thinking about too. Is like the bands that kind of resurrected thrash never got the credit that they deserve. I don't think. I think there's a couple of them that got pretty big. Like Power Trip is decently big, but like bands like Warbringer.
How new is Power Trip? Hold on.
I want to say
like didn't their lead singer die?
yeah.
they were like
But like
mid 2000s.
Yeah, I want to say like 2000.
you guys know that we're 25 years from the mid 2000s, right? Or well, not mid.
Yeah, but
we're,
I would say-
let me rephrase that because mid 2000s is. But we're like 15, 20 years removed.
Yeah, I would say about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 15, 20. But I do think, like when we were talking about earlier,
The point is, it came out while we were
well,
old.
I think like
I guess that's fair.
kind of died off in the 90s, and then like we talked about earlier, new metal took over
Yep.
in the early 2000s, so there was
Of
kind
course.
of a resurrection there. Like he's saying, bands that kind of brought it back a little bit.
They never got the credit they deserve though, because when I look at like bands like Enforce, where it's like, okay, I look at their Spotify, 30K listeners a month, and then you look at like the more modern metal bands like Luke mentioned earlier, like almost like Not Blues. No, I'm not trying to discredit Not Blues because they're good in their own
Well,
way.
they've gotten huge now.
Right, but that's exactly my point. Is like bands like that are taking over, and it's like these bands, like I think they should be getting more credit. Like Enforce,
They didn't start it; they're just getting popular.
right? And I almost think that it kind of ties into the fact that like they made thrash heavier. Like if Enforced or Warbringer played in the 80s, they'd be the biggest metal bands in the world because of how heavy it would have been for that time. I do think they're heavier than older thrash, but like Luke mentioned, that
Also different.
right, exactly, and
Yeah.
there's more
Right, but
complexity.
heavy is a
Subjective term.
specifically no. It's actually really not.
Oh,
So heavy specifically, as far as I've
almost-
always been concerned, is specifically related to actually how distorted the guitar sounds, how deep the sound is, how much it reverberates. Like when you hear heavy's heavy. Like you feel it against you. Like we talking like the heaviest bands. There's already been plenty of research on all that kind of stuff. Like Sun O is one of the reigning champions of heavy. Like the whole thing is it is just drop down like a motherfucker and it just shoves the waves in your face, but in a slow way where it hits you like whoa. That's heavy.
Right.
okay.
Like fast is fast, heavy's heavy. There is a difference.
saying too, though. So
Yeah,
do you
I think so.
modern recording technology and stuff will help kind of push those points forward.
I do
in
agree.
certain aspects, but I don't know. kind of what I said. I'm not going to disagree with you. Like, if you take it in a literal sense, sure, heavy is heavy. But, like...
He's a very literal person, so it makes sense.
Right, to
It
me,
makes sense that he would argue literally.
To me, sometimes heaviness is in the sense of, like, the riff itself.
It's about feeling, too.
Right. Like, I think a big thing for me,
that also
too,
goes back to his
is, like,
point. I don't know.
groove. The groove is really big and kind of underrated in a lot
Right.
Oh, I
of
agree.
aspects.
But I would consider it its own thing.
Right. I don't
Right.
know.
Like,
Because, like, part of me is like...
because I care less about heavy. Like, heavy's cool, but I don't necessarily care about heavy.
Right.
Like, I care more about that distinguished riff, having that fun tempo, having, like, that beat to jump to, or whether or not it's fast as shit and I'm just slamming my fucking head around. Like, it's not just about the heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
not to cut you off. Like, I want you to finish your thought, but...
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of the totality of it all. Like,
I kind of think too, like he was saying, like I guess they're different. Like heavy and like what I like a lot about like modern thrash and like crossover or just any thrash in general is the groove that they can get in with some riffs. Is like what really gets me going is bands that do like a lot of tempo changes. When you're like blasting at 220 beats per minute, and then you fit a riff in there that's 180, 190. It sounds drastically heavier because you're going from 220 to 180. So the tempo shifts are really like in specific. A tempo shift to a groovy riff that's just oh my god, it sounds brutal.
Oh yeah.
I guess my point overall is just like if you took a lot of these old school thrash albums that came out like the early '80s, like if you took Kill 'Em All or Killing Is My Business, and you had these bands re-record them on the modern equipment with heavier guitars.
But are they the same age people?
Just let's assume they could play entirely.
But that's
the same.
that's part of the important part.
Let him finish, because I get what you're saying, but I...
Right, they could play the same exact intensity and all of that. I think you would get a heavier product.
I agree with
I
that.
do agree.
Yeah. I also agree.
It's like comparing apples and oranges, though. 'Cause it's different.
Right.
That's the thing, though.
Whatever you like.
But they're
At the
both
time,
round.
though, that was the heavy, though. Like, you can't take that away from any of them.
Right.
All that old
Yeah.
thrash, like, when you're really looking at it within that kind of perspective where you're like, well, this is what I consider heavy, but that's also what you knew. And that's what was heavy.
Correct,
Like,
yeah.
It was hard to say that it wasn't because who else was doing what? Like, when you're looking at the very early 80s, like those first original thrash bands that just started coming out, playing, doing all that stuff, and shit was heavy as fuck.
Right, there's nothing.
It was like a few years later's itch until like you had actually Possessed released Snow Churches and you got Death coming out where it's like, oh shit, we have death metal now. This is heavy. What the fuck? But before that, it was holy shit, this is fucking heavy. And then before that, you got Ozzy or well, with Black Sabbath at the time, but like, holy shit, this is fucking heavy.
Can you imagine what the people who were like only listen to operas and then they go and listen to like doo-wop and they're like, what is this abomination of music?
Right.
This is not music. This is music. And they're like, hey.
So like you can, I don't know. Either way, you just like from time to time, you can never discredit what somebody did or what it was at the time. And just that can stick with you alone. And I think that goes back to his nostalgia point, which is just like, that's what we crave. We want that idea of this being that heavy, that new thing all over again. But we had that and it sucks because we can't get that again. And every time we get close, it's like, oh shit.
We're edging.
Yeah.
Metal edgers.
Metal edgers.
Yeah, that is a good way to put it because, like you said, like when Kill 'Em All came out, there was nothing like it. It was the head, and then you can always one off it because, like, oh, maybe Slayer released, or Exodus released it, Bonded by Blood, and like to some people, like, oh, more of these bands were releasing heavy stuff, so that was the heaviest of that time. So I guess it changes as time goes on and bands, progress to, drop tunings and stuff like that. But
I want to interject and steer this conversation for a second. What do you think is the best performed show you've been to? Like, what is, I don't want to say what's the best show you've ever been to, but like, what is, when you think of like a production that's been put on, what do you think?
There's something about the Slayer show. One of Slayer's final tour shows stuck with
With
me.
the spinning cross on fire?
Well, they played
Amon Amarth.
They played
Awesome.
with Cannibal Corpse opened.
Yep.
Then they played with Amon Amarth
Oh,
for a second band. with
I'm aware I made us miss Cannibal Corpse that show.
Yeah, you
At
did.
Camden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made us miss Cannibal Corpse that show. It's
Slept
awful. It was terrible. Yeah, I overslept.
To see Wait, the whole show or just?
No, just Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Well, they like played like 15, 20 minutes. It wasn't
All
that
right.
big. But
Well,
they-
that makes
they-
me-
Oh, thank goodness they sucked.
So like having the opener was insane. But
Yeah.
Amon Amarth. just,
Well,
like,
I didn't expect them to
the
open.
production of Amon Amarth, like the ship and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Did they have a sword fight when
They
you
did it
saw?
all, yeah.
Yeah, they had a sword fight on the
And
Viking
then
ship.
after that, Lamb of God played, and Lamb of God always had like sick pyro and stuff. And then Slayer comes out with like.
think that-
Slayer always does a good job performing. They play like a ton of songs. They always play 20 plus, and just like they play something off every album, so their scenery's changing every time. They're shooting fire all the time. It just blew me away.
Yeah.
Best show I've ever seen. Best production. Best sound. That was it. Black Sabbath was second, I think. When I saw Sabbath on their final tour, great job as well.
Yeah.
Specific song by Slayer that maybe stood out like above everything.
When they play Hell Awaits and the drums hit and they're doing like the slow double bass and they're shooting the flames up, that just that song rips.
Hell yeah.
And it's not as good when you listen to it, but live that song is awesome.
I think that goes back to the production thing. I don't
That
think.
and Seasons of the Abyss, like when
Ugh.
when I saw that.
God, I love Seasons
I
of
saw
the
that
Abyss.
one on the indoors pitch black and they had these green lasers just going around like, playing that creepy riff and just like, holy shit.
That's
Yeah.
wicked.
I think Amon Amarth put on a crazy show for me, but if I were to go, I know it wasn't your exact question, but from Raw Energy, I think Power Trip really knocked my socks off. And like,
Really?
they left my
I
ears.
haven't seen them live.
They left. We're gonna be seeing them at Slayer when we see
Was
them
this
in Hershey
before or after?
after Riley. But also they
Not
knocked.
still that great.
Oh, they were good. I mean, they just those. They were comparable, like noise level to Municipal Waste. When I said they left my ears like ringing, like Power Trip, like if you would talk to me, like I'd be like, what? I couldn't hear anything, and they brought it, and that's the thing I like about those guys. Have another band, Fugitive. We just saw them recently too with Hatebreed, and Fugitive just knocked my socks off too because they have the same vocalist as Power Trip.
Okay.
They have the same guitarist as Power Trip.
It's Power Trip Light.
It's literally just Power Trip 2.0, and they rip. I think that Power Trip show might have been one of my favorites because
Really?
just the moment, and like we went up to New York to see it, and
Oh, nice.
they just
I was like going to. Where did you go in New York?
It
Do
was
you
in
remember?
Queens. It was at the
Knockdown Center.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
yeah.
We did what?
Interesting place.
What was
We've
the
gone to a few. We've gone to Irving Plaza.
Irving Plaza's the one I was
Plaza,
looking.
Mercy Theater. That was another good one.
And then of course Madison Square Garden.
I think Irving was probably my favorite though.
That was mayhem.
I mean, Madison Square is cool, but you know, with me,
It's Madison
with
Square.
any specific like enclosed like arena place.
Do you guys like the
you're not
bigger
allowed to smoke.
He hates them. No, he hates them because he
I
can't
wanna be able
smoke.
to smoke.
I like the small ones too.
Although if it is Madison Square Garden, we just smoked indoors.
That is true.
We were smoking. He was smoking cigarettes.
I light up, and they're like, "Nah, it's like cool."
He was just smoking cigarettes in the seat. I had joints.
You know who else puts on
Maybe.
a great show that I totally glossed over? Iron Maiden. When I saw them, I was like,
Oh, yeah?
they do such a good job with just like the theatrics of the show. I like Maiden. They're not like my favorite band, but like the theatrics.
But live, they're
Everything they do, they put on a great overall show.
well.
Bruce Dickinson's crazy. The energy's crazy. He's flying around flags, like fake planes that are flying around. It's awesome. Yeah, Iron Maiden is a very good show to see live. But again, it's an arena show. But they
Yeah.
do a good
He-
job.
The
he's
only reason I still haven't seen like Metallica, like I might shit on them all the time, but yeah, I still give them credit where credit's due. They were from the beginning, and it was incredible. It was amazing at the time, and I still want to see them. But every time I would think about it, it's like, well, tickets are crazy. I got to go see inside. I can't smoke a cigarette. I got this, that, and like
you got to pay
why can't you
$18
guys
a
just
beer.
play somewhere
Yeah.
where I can just walk in and do my thing like anyone else.
It's a weird vibe. We took our parents and my sister, just like people were like, me and him were the only ones standing, and like people were like videoing us and stuff. So we're headbanging, we're going nuts in the seats, and people around. Pantera
look at
comes
this.
down, people were like, "Oh, who's this band? I never heard of them before." And they're just like,
Little indie
sitting in the
bands.
seat. We're like, "Oh, Pantera, they're very good." And then like
It was getting me fired up because everyone was sitting.
just sitting there.
I was recording them and I was just like, it's the best. Like, you fucking pussy, stand up. I was like, you're playing walk.
It's a weird vibe. And then they're there just to hear Metallica play like
Yeah.
No Leaf Clover, Whiskey in the Jar. It's
Make me feel better about not going. I really wanted to go to the one.
It's a bummer. They really do try and appeal to like kids and like they play like the radio hits. Like they start out with 3 bangers and then they'll play a bunch of like
They kill the energy too much up and down.
yeah. Then they'll play like 3 ballads.
Well, they're playing to a lot of generations.
Yeah, exactly.
They
I
have
want to just hear the good shit,
Right.
man.
well, unfortunately, the good shit is subjective.
right.
From my end, like I want the heavy shit. I want the fast stuff. The
Yeah, the
just
whiskey and the
a lot of
drugs.
old stuff specifically.
I also think that, like, Luke made a good point to me before, though, that they don't play. I don't know if this is true, but they play some of Kill 'Em All, but they don't play certain songs. And I think it's because I know Dave is really the petty one with Metallica, but I also think Metallica can be petty too. They don't play some of the songs that Dave actually
Four
wrote.
Horsemen is one of my favorite Metallica
Like,
songs.
they specifically
And
don't. I know they're
I
both
would
petty.
assume they probably don't play it just because of it.
Right, and yeah, Dave is the one who's publicly petty, but I also think Metallica is 100% petty behind closed doors.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Also, for the record, it's better than Dave's English and One Beat. It is. Just saying.
Yeah, I do think though that Dave is an incredible musician. Like he comes up with things that.
He's very innovative.
Right. Yeah.
He's innovative and he has a very good eye for talent. Like the musicians he surrounds himself with are insane.
Yeah, it's just that they can't stand him because he's a huge dick.
Right, but like
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Chris
just
Poland, Marty Freeman, like Kiko, the latest guitarist they had, Kiko Loriano, insane guitar.
Their drummers have been good too. I think the Nick Menza era was one of my
Nick
favorites.
Menza, well, rest in peace, like just nuts.
Yeah.
I am gonna cut you off. I do want to know, is there any other big stories you can think of?
Big stories. Honestly, other than getting fight at a Lamb of God show or
7 fights, you said?
a
lot of them.
There was a lot. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a ton of shows over my life. I mean, it's just been some are more chill than others, some are better than others. Catch some cool things sometimes. I think that's the cool thing about small shows. You catch a lot of shit.
What I like about small shows is that you can talk to the band usually afterwards
Yeah.
because they have to
Oh,
pack.
yeah.
They have to pack their own shit. Listen, I'm sure that this will happen again
Yeah.
because I don't know that I could get either of you to stop talking, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So we're gonna wrap this up. Before we do, we're starting to do song of the episode, but we have 2 people, so I want 2.
So we're gonna get to.
So we're gonna get 2. If you both could pick a song that's not your own,
Has to be something you would recommend that you want the viewers to
You
hear
already said 10 cent.
to remind them of your presence on our episode.
you can still pick 10-cent beer.
Luke, you pick yours. I'll
If
pick.
you
mine.
don't give me some old thrash, I'm gonna be mad. Just saying.
All right.
Give us a deep cut. Give us a deep.
You can't post it and then not show it.
challenge.
How deep of a cut? All right. Horoscope by Overkill? Deep
Oh.
cut or no?
Beautiful.
So when you were talking about concerts, that's the first song that comes to my head because I think it was the best and heaviest song I ever heard live.
Really?
That song, that breakdown in the middle, it's the simplest song ever.
so
It's
good.
so fucking heavy. Horoscope by
gotta
Overkill
listen to it.
is incredible.
All right. So we got horoscope.
By Overkill.
By
Listen to
Overkill.
it. Check it out.
So good.
I'm gonna switch the air up a little bit with some more modern thrash, and I mentioned Power Trip and Fugitive, Blast Furnace. That song, oh my god! I mean, that song gets me going, and I think it blends like old thrash and new thrash really well. The solo in there is one of my favorite thrash solos. Period. New wave, old thrash, whatever. Period. One of my favorite solos. So Blast Furnace by Fugitive.
Perfect.
Blast Furnace by Fugitive. Check it out, guys.
Now, hold on. One more thing. You can find us anywhere you find podcasts. Please comment if you liked it. Don't comment if you don't. Keep it to yourself. I don't want to
Or
hear
go
it.
fuck yourself.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe we'll probably do it too.
Every night. And then you guys, your band is called Nuclear Havoc
Yep.
with a C, not a K. I had to make sure.
Despite song of the episode, better check out Nuclear Havoc. Coming out hopefully soon.
We have one single out right now.
Okay.
Album on the way though in the next couple months.
You'll find. We'll let you know. Don't worry.
Public Display of Infection is our song.
All right. Check that out too. You got 3 songs.
Catch y'all later.
Later.
Peace.